Good evening. Hello, everybody. It feels like it's been forever since we've been together, but I wanted to get back on today, get back into going live again. We're going to have a lot of fun tonight. Got a fun topic. We're going to discuss some of the most expensive homes to sell in the last year here in the Myrtle Beach area. It has been an absolutely crazy year for real estate here in the Myrtle Beach market, as well as across the country, really. And so tonight, I've got a great guest with us. We're going to bring on here in just a second, Erica. In fact, let's just go ahead and do that right now. Hey, Erica, how are you?
Hey, I'm well. Thank you so much for having me.
How are you doing? Are you surviving the chaos that we had of last year? It's a little bit slower. We can breathe a little bit now, but I'm still super busy. I don't know about you.
Yes, it definitely. I feel like it slowed down just a teeny bit in the mortgage arena because people have cash, but it's definitely stayed busy. And I've noticed over December and into January already, it's picking back up again. And I know you've been super busy.
It definitely has been busy. In between doing real estate, the last few months have just been chaotic, to say the least.
Mhm.
We bought a new house, as you know. You helped me with the mortgage. So we moved. We had a puppy that was 16 and had to be put down.
Yeah.
Did the holidays, went on vacation, and just about 2.5 weeks ago, added 2 new puppies to the house.
Go
So
big, right?
well, it's funny. We went to a Kind Keeper shelter up in
Mhm.
North Myrtle Beach, which, if anybody's watching is looking for a puppy, definitely think about going up there to the shelter. They have all kinds of amazing options and puppies. They have some that are older, all the way up like 6, 7 year old. And we went in there and they had a litter. It was called the P litter. They name them all by the letter of an alphabet. And so
Mhm.
these were all P's. And we went in there and there was a girl that I had seen a picture of. And I just said to my wife, I was like, honey, that's the one for us.
Mhm.
And so we go in and we're sitting there and we're playing with her and having all the fun. And my son goes over on the boys' side. So I want to see the boys too. And he walks into the boys' side. And one of the boys literally climbed up in his lap and
Oh,
just sat there and was just so chill and easygoing that we're like, okay, I guess we're taking 2 home.
yeah.
And so we doubled down on it. So welcome to the show. Welcome everybody who's joining in tonight. I see a bunch of you people joining in as we're going through things tonight. If you have questions, anything about Myrtle Beach, if you want to know where's a good place to grab a burger, where do you go get your nails done, I won't answer the questions on fashion. I'll let Erica do that since you're kind of like the stylish lender. And I mean, my
Yeah,
styles, I'm not too stylish. I have to admit that. I'll let you handle all the stylish questions. How's that sound?
that's perfect. But you got on a nice shirt there, Jeremy.
Hey, I'm trying. I'm
I'm
trying to
liking it.
trying to represent a little bit. I clean up nicely once in a while. But
Yes,
if you
you
have
do.
questions about anything with things to do in Myrtle Beach, where to go, you want to know about moving here, what are rates like, any of that kind of stuff, feel free to ask a question, put it in the comment box, and we will definitely discuss it tonight. And Erica, we got a lot to cover because I want to go through some of these homes. And I sent the list over to you. Hopefully you had a chance to look at some.
Yeah.
Honestly, I didn't look at a lot of them because I wanted to kind of have raw reactions to them. So I picked out just a couple of them, basically ones that were in Orion, Georgetown County,
Mhm.
and ones that had multiple pictures that we could kind of check out. And we'll go through some of those. But before we jump into that, maybe we can just take a minute and kind of give everybody kind of what's happening in the market today. How does that sound?
That's perfect.
So let's start with, I think, the first question. I'm going to let you kind of take the lead on this one. Is, this last year, interest rates
Mhm.
just did this upward shock that they jumped. I mean, we knew and we talked about it for months. Interest rates are going to go up some. Interest rates are going to go up some. I personally did not expect it to do quite as fast as it did and as great of an amount as it did, but they did jump up Um,
Mhm.
tell everybody kind of what's been going on with interest rates and the lending side of it over the last few months.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't think anybody expected them to rise that quickly, which it did. Y'all remember last year, this time, interest rates were right below 3%. That's right, 3%. And at the highest peak, interest rates were over 7%. So we saw a huge, huge increase in rates. And I don't think people were prepared for it. So I know they weren't as well in the secondary market. And what I mean by that is let's think about it. When interest rates are 3% or those low rates, you've got plenty of investors, right, that are going to buy those mortgage backed securities because they know people with that low of an interest rate, they are not going to refinance anytime soon, and they're probably not going to be paying off that loan. For instance, even if somebody, were to move up, chances are they would keep that house, as an investment property because they've got such a low interest rate on it, and it's another opportunity to start creating wealth. So when we got into the 7%, then a cost was associated with it because the secondary market, there were few and far investors that wanted to purchase the bulk of mortgages with that high of an interest rate because they knew rates are going to come back down. If they rose that quickly, they're going to come back down again quickly. So not only did we have the higher rates, it was a higher cost associated with that rate as well. So it's like a double-edged sword. But we're starting to see interest rates cool off a little bit. Now we're in the mid sixes, low sixes, and it's the perfect time
Did,
right now.
did you just say interest rates are going back down?
They are, yes. Over the past, I'd say it's been recent, 2 or 3 weeks. I've noticed these interest rates are coming back into the sixes, so that's a big difference, almost a full point that they've lowered.
For sure. And the thing too that I would bring up is this. I remember when I bought my first property back in
Hmm.
2005. Back then, interest rates were in the mid sevens to eights. And
Right.
that was just kind of commonplace where they were.
Hmm.
I was excited to get my first loan at 7.69%. And
Yep.
I thought it was just this amazing thing that they were, number one, going to loan money to me, number
Hmm.
one. But I thought it was a pretty good rate at that. So when I see and hear rates now in that 6, 7 range, I don't think it's that bad. But I remember we did a live video in the fall at some point. I don't remember when the date was we did it.
Uh-huh.
But I remember you saying at that point, and we kind of stressed this point a bunch then, of marry the house, date the rate. Because if you
Hmm.
find the good house, do that, get the home right now, and the rate will come back down. And
Yep.
like you just said, they're already starting to come back down some. So, I hope, I would love to see them go back to the fours.
Hmm.
Will we ever see that?
We don't know.
We don't know, but we can hope and pray that it happens
Hmm.
sometime, and maybe we'll get lucky.
That's
But
the thing. Yeah, you definitely should just date the rate because inventory is still really low, right? So if you
yeah,
find that house that you love and you can afford the payment, refinances are very, very easy to do. And with Guild, there's no cost to do so.
for sure, for sure. We've got some questions starting to come in here. So
Sure.
let's jump over to some of these in a minute. We'll get to the houses. I promise people we will. We get there. But we love to answer questions and get off this. Is what makes it fun for us. So first question of the night that we got in came from Wayne. Wayne
Hmm.
wants to know, what are the best places to eat and live? Erica, what's if you could pick only three restaurants to eat at?
Oh, I'm
What,
so glad you narrowed it down because there's a laundry list.
give us top
So
three.
okay. Italian is Chow here in Myrtle Beach. It's a local restaurant. So absolutely delicious. I love Fire and Smoke. It's another local restaurant. always get the fresh fish or catch of the day. So great. And the third place, for steak, have you ever been to the library, Jeremy? That's wonderful, good date night type thing, a nicer meal.
I have not, and
Okay.
it's on my bucket list of places. So is Fire and Smoke. I've had
Hmm.
many people tell me that I need to check it out.
Yes,
For me, whenever we're doing steak, I usually seem to end up at my go-to, which is New York Prime.
you can't go
Um,
wrong.
I mean, it's phenomenal.
It is.
Just you can't go wrong on anything that you order there. Another place that I really enjoy going is Hook and Barrel.
Yes.
It is a great little local hotspot. And
Hmm.
then for the days when we're taking our family and going, we really enjoy going to Sneaky Beagle or Grumpy Monk. They're owned by the same owners,
Hmm.
and they're really good spots where they have a very eclectic, unique menu. Everything from sushi to burgers to tacos and wings. It's very a very unique mix, but it's some really good stuff. Now, I have not tried it yet, but I've been told that over here in Carolina Forest there is a newer Italian restaurant called Indulge that
Yeah.
is supposed to be top notch. Have you been there yet?
I haven't, but I've heard the same things, and it's definitely on my go-to list. At some point, in the next month, I'd like to hit it up.
Yeah, I need to do that too. One of these, I need to get a date night. That's
Yeah.
key to number one is finding date night, and then take
Hmm.
the wife, and we're going to go try some of these spots for sure. So hopefully that gives you some good spots to get some good places to eat, places to live. Wayne, um, honestly, I'll answer it the way that I answer to every time I meet somebody because this is one of the top questions I get asked. Where's the
Hmm.
best place to live on the beach, Jeremy? And I always give kind of this same answer. I have 3 children, and Erica, I know you have 2. My kids, all 3 of them, have very unique and personalities that are very different. If my daughter's with us, she's going to sit and read a book, not really bother us, and just be there. That's my oldest daughter. She's going to kind of keep to herself and want quiet and relax. My son, he's going to have an opinion, an idea, and a concept that he's going to share. You're going to walk out of the room and he's going to tell me you're his new best friend, but he won't even remember your name. And then if my youngest is here, well, we're not going to get much done. We're just going to have a lot of fun and party and hugs and party and more party and hugs and yay, confetti, and let's have a good time. Myrtle Beach, Horry County, Georgetown County are kind of the same way. They have all the very unique different personalities that people are looking for all up and down the Grand Strand. And the key is finding which one best connects with you. I have some clients, they're only buying houses in Surfside Beach. I have other clients will buy just about anywhere but Surfside Beach.
Hmm.
The same is true. Some will only buy in Carolina Forest. Some will only buy in the northern end. Really, there's not a wrong answer. It's what best fits your needs and likes and desires. You have anything you want to add to that, Erica?
No, I think you summed it up perfectly. I'm from Myrtle Beach, but every area is so different and unique in their own way. So definitely, I just recommend spend the time, getting to know each area. And you're right,
Yeah,
whatever your likes and interests are, there's the nice thing is there's a place at the beach for you.
for sure. And the big thing is depending on what price range home you're looking to
Hmm.
purchase here, you can find it in just about any segment of the beach. Now, if you're saying, "Hey, Jeremy, 200 to 250s, my max budget," well, we're gonna have trouble there with the way prices have, and we're gonna get into that in a second. Um, we might have to go out farther towards the country to find something at that. But if you say, "Jeremy, we're looking for a home 3 to 500," we can find a great property in just about any area of the beach up and down the Grand Strand from
Hmm.
up at the North Carolina border all the way down into Georgetown. So, another question came in here from GTI. Hey, Jeremy and Erica, are you seeing prices stabilizing in the Murrells Inlet, Litchfield, Pawleys area? And I think to answer this question, what we're going to do is we're going to jump over here and look at some stats for a second. And guys, if you have questions, feel free to post them in. We'll get to them, I promise. But let's jump into this a little bit. And I wanted to discuss this anyway, so it kind of kills two birds at one stone. And here's kind of a look at our MLS right now. This comes out from our MLS. It's data that's published out to all the agents that we have available. And so if you look here first at the month's supply, it looks a little difficult to see, and it looks like we have this huge upswing again where it's horrible. The chief economist for the National Association of Realtors says that anything less than a 6-month supply of inventory is a seller's market. Okay. So if we look all the way over here, as far back as this graph will go, back to 2019, we're at 5.2 months of inventory then. So we were back in 2019, a seller's market. Obviously, here's where COVID hit. And then all of a sudden, we just had this major drop down. And then, interest rates went up a little bit. So inventory went up a little bit. But then, well, people still wanted to move. So they started moving. And we got all the way down here to the low point of 1.1. Now, if you watch on news, if you read the online papers and things like that, you're going to see they talk about inventory has doubled, inventory has tripled, and the housing crash is imminent and all that. Yes, we've gone from 1.1 months up to, in November, it was at 3.1 months, and now here we are in December, it's back to 3 months. So yes, it has tripled, but we're still at such a deficiency of home options for people looking to buy. So yes, it has definitely stabilized. What this has done is it has taken the people who said, let's shoot for the stars, and I walk in as an agent and say, we should list your home for 400. And they say, all right, well, let's try 475. And we end up getting 500. Yeah, some of that craziness was happening last year. But that's not going to happen anymore. If the market says that your home's worth 450, expect to sell it around 450. And if you price it properly, you're going to get that. With that being said, the other thing to look at, I had a conversation with a gentleman earlier today, and he said, well, let me know if you see any good deals come. If you see any good deals or steals, let me know. I'll be ready to buy right away. And Erica, I don't know about you, but I haven't seen many deals or steals lately. Have you?
No, and I agree. There's still very much a lack of inventory. We've got clients that are pre-approved, pre-qualified, a lot of them, but it's just, it's just not out there yet.
For sure. So if we look at this graphic then that shows the percentage to asking price, okay? So this means what the home has sold for in comparison to what the asking price was. And so you can see here it was last year where for a while it was running what you asked is what it was going to be. And it was actually above. And so you see this giant drop off here. And you're like, oh yeah, this means the market's tanking and it's time for steals. But if you really look at the numbers, it's 98%. So it's not like you're getting the $400,000 house for $300 now. Right. It's people who are going, and I've had a couple of people reach out and say, oh, well, I want to offer 20% less. Sellers aren't desperate. They're not going to do it. So, yes, we're starting to see things stabilize and kind of level off a little bit, but it's still a very strong market out there for sellers. So somebody who's thinking about selling, it still is good. You're not going to get multiple offers fighting over it and selling for 100,000 over asking like last year at this time, but you still can sell your home for a good price, get a good amount of money out of it, and move on to your other needs or desires that you have. What this does mean, if we go back and look at that month's supply again, yes, it is triple. What that means is more for buyers now. Buyers have more options. Erica, I don't know about you, but last year, I can't tell you how many buyers that I worked with that ended up having buyer fatigue because they had tried to get 5, 6, 7, 8 properties, and they didn't have 20% to put down. They only were doing a conventional loan with 5% or an FHA or a VA loan with small amounts of money down, and their offers never could win because everyone else was coming in with cash or with 50% down or 60% down. I know one of my clients, and you did the loan for him. They bought a house for close to 900,000 and put like 700,000 down because they had all this equity from another house. Their offer got accepted over someone else's that was only putting 10% down just because they were putting that much more of a significant down payment.
Mhm.
So what I would say is, as we're going here into the beginning of 23, is that buyers now have better opportunities. The buyers that didn't have, the huge down payments or cash to do now have a better option, and there's more choices out there. Would you agree?
Absolutely. Yes, there's it's definitely a more of a buyer's market. We're coming back in, I feel like, to more stabilization, and we needed it. But yeah, when you were going to make an offer, if you didn't have cash, if you weren't very strong, there was minimum, I feel like, about 6 offers going into most listings. So
Mm-hmm.
now, if you're qualified, you got cash or you're pre-approved, you're in a much better position to actually, get the home that you fall in love with.
For sure, for sure. One more question, then we're going to get into this list. Eric wanted to know, do you recommend renting while learning the area prior to purchasing a home? It's not a bad idea. It's not, but at the same time, I would just say that you're going to have to sign a 12-month lease more than likely, because
Mhm.
there's not going to be something that's going to allow you to rent for 2 to 3 months. They're not out there. And so you're going to be signing a 12-month lease, which means you're paying a year of someone else's mortgage and not building any equity. During
Mhm.
that time, if prices continue to go up like they have been, I don't think it's going to be the 15, 20, 30% price increase year over year like we've seen. But historically, what I've seen over the last 20 years of doing this, and Eric, I know you've been doing it just about as long, is
Mhm.
that on average, every year, you're going to see an increase of at least 3 to 5% over the overall price on a home. So while you're waiting that year out, you're paying mortgage to someone else. So that means you're not able to save that towards a down payment. You're watching prices go up, which means you're going to have to spend more to get the same thing at the same time. But it does give you the option to get to learn the area. What a lot of people do, Eric, for me, what I've seen is I suggest come spend about a week here, not on a vacation, but when you're seriously thinking about moving, come spend a week just with the sole purpose of finding a house, and spend half a day to a full day in the different sections of the beach. Go up to Little River and just
Mhm.
spend half a day driving around looking at the areas. Go down to Myrtle's Inlet and do that. Go to Pawleys Island. Go out to Conway. Go to Carolina Forest. Talk to locals. Now, with that being said, take everything that the locals tell you with a grain of salt, because some locals will say, "Do not live in this area; it's horrible."
Right.
And I don't know if Jim and Tanya are on here tonight. They might be watching, but they bought a home for me this last year, and they bought in Carolina Forest. And they originally were going to buy in Little River based off of people that they talked to that said, "Do not buy in Carolina Forest. It's too congested, too much traffic. It's horrible to be over there." And so they didn't want to buy here because of that. I said, "And let's just go look at the house, the model that you're trying to build. They have one done. If nothing else, you'll be able to see what it looks like."
Mhm.
And they walked in the house and they went, "This is everything we wanted and more. This is perfect. Oh my gosh, why didn't we listen to you earlier, Jeremy?" And I'm like, "I told you, just come look." And
Mhm.
they now have lived there for a while. They just sent me a thank you card over Christmas saying, "Thank you again for helping us find our dream home. We absolutely love it here." But take that time, spend it in the areas, looking at the things, look at the stuff that you need for day-to-day living. Where are the grocery stores? Where are a veterinarian if you have a dog?
Mhm.
I went to the dentist today. What dentists are in the area? What grocery stores are nearby? What is the beach like in the area where I'm going to
Mhm.
be? Things that we love to do. We love to go out to restaurants. What restaurants are going to be nearby? If you want to know, hey, if there's a medical emergency, what hospital is going to be near me? All that kind of stuff, and spend time doing that. I get a lot of people who say, "Well, I know Myrtle Beach. I've been there 20 times over the last 15 years. I know the area." They know it for vacation, not for living.
Right.
And if you do that, you'll have a pretty good understanding. Anything you want to say?
I think that's great. The only, another thing I would just, and you can confirm this or not, but I feel like, especially now, it's better to have like an open mindset because, like you were talking about, it's so much better to invest in a property, and start creating that wealth. If in 2 years that's not the place for you to be, it's a potential rental, and
For sure.
then that area better. So it's just, yeah, values are certainly not going to decline. They may slow down. So if you find something, I just recommend, again, worst can happen is it's an investment property. You stay here and get to know Myrtle Beach better of what area makes the most sense for you.
Exactly. Either that or, if you own it for 2 years, you're going to build equity enough that
Sure.
you can sell it, make usually a little bit of money extra
Mm-hmm.
and do it. I mean, gosh, I think back to when I bought my first property in 2019. We bought it for right around $215,000.
Mm-hmm.
I could put that house on the market right now and probably sell it for 360 to 380
Yeah.
in a matter of days. I mean, that's over $150,000 of equity in
Mm-hmm.
basically owning a house for 3 to 4 years.
Yeah. Not bad.
Versus if I had rented, I'd
Mm-hmm.
have none of that to show.
Right.
So anyway, hopefully that helps you some, Eric. If you guys have other questions, feel free to put them in the chat. We're going to start looking at some of these houses. And if you just happen to stumble by this chat tonight and you're checking it out, do me a favor, go over to the little subscribe button, hit it. We're trying to get towards 5,000. You can see over here, got a little counter that's running. We're getting close. We're almost to 4,800. So we're
Nice.
working towards 5,000. That's a goal of mine this year, is to get there, and I think I can do it. But let's check out some of these houses, Erica. How does that sound?
I feel like we need to do a drum roll. I can't wait to see these.
Yeah, I'm
This is
gonna
always the most
I'm gonna
exciting.
hide us for a little while because
Okay.
we want to look at the actual house.
Yes.
So the first one that I found, and it was very interesting. Houses that sold this year for over $1 million. There were 349 houses this year alone. That is a lot. There were, I think, like 70 that were over 2 million that sold this year. So there were just a ton of luxury homes that sold. But our luxury property here in Myrtle Beach versus other parts of the country, it's still so much more affordable.
Mm-hmm.
And so the first one on our list is this home that's sold here. It's a 9-bedroom house, 9 full baths, plus 3 half baths. It was asking $2.9 million for it, and it actually sold for $2.9 million. You will see this year a trend that a lot of houses sold for pretty darn close to their asking price. It was a cash deal, which, Erica, do you have $3 million cash laying around?
I
certainly
wish.
don't.
No, I don't.
And you'll see that on a lot of these homes. They were cash deals this year. But this house, what's cool with it as well, and let me go down here to the images. In addition to being right on the water and all, it also has a full-size tennis court
Wow.
next door to it as well, which I thought was pretty cool. And there's a gorgeous living area. It has a very ornate ceiling woodwork that was done. That is a major coffered ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
Ton of money put into that. The railing in the kitchen is gorgeous as well. Great looking home. Has 2 refrigerators in that too. Sometimes I wish I had that with the way my kids eat. But I'd love to just be able to sit right here and just relax, look out over the water, see the boats and all that. That'd be kind of nice.
That was stunning.
Yeah, it's beautiful inside. Has a full wine cellar, it looks like, built right in. There you go. Well, you can get your beverages right there, Erica.
That's right up my alley.
Now, do you prefer the reds?
I do prefer the reds, but I'm not opposed to whites either. Just depends on
Equal
what I'm
opportunity.
eating,
That's nice.
type of day or time of day.
Very cool. But Oh, see, now this is where my kids would be, and probably yours as
Yep.
well, would be hanging out right here, watching movies all the time. But look at all that rail work that was done in
Mm.
wrought iron. I mean, there's a fortune in all of that to do that around that staircase and all. But that's a beautiful home. Like I said, that one was listed at 2.9 million, and it sold for full ask. This next one was in Murrells Inlet. It's a 6-bedroom, 7 full bath house. And it's a raised beach home. Looks like it has a beautiful pool over to the side of it as well. I mean, that looks like a postcard, that house
It
right there.
does.
I mean, that's beautiful. This home is 3,600 heated square feet, and it has a third of an acre, which is very unique to find in these houses when you get down by the beach, finding not much space usually. But it was listed at 2.95, and it sold for 2.8. So somebody got a good deal on that one.
And on the ocean, I mean, I can't name another area that you can still get oceanfront homes for that price.
Oh, for sure, for sure. But look at this kitchen.
Mm.
Wow, beautiful. What else do we have? Let's look at some more pictures here a second. Look at that shower. Nice tile shower in there. But right here's your money shot.
Yep.
Sit right there. Look out at the ocean. I could handle that.
Good way to start your day and end your day.
Wow. Now that is a view. Very nice. Very nice. All right, let's see what's next. All right, we got one here. We're in Garden City now, and this is a new build. It was a 6-bedroom, 6.5 bath house that was asking 2.99, and it sold for 2.75. So somebody really got a good deal on that house. This sold back in May, and like I said, it's brand new construction, 3,500 for a beachfront house. Brand new. I mean, where else are you going to find something new like that? That looks right out over the water?
I would think new construction on the ocean too is such a rare find.
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. It's just wow. Yeah, you're not going to find that very often.
Mm-mm.
Let me see here. Do we have any questions that came in? Hey, Jeremy, just moved here from Reading, PA, your old stomping grounds. Oh, very cool. Hey, Sandy, thanks for joining in tonight. If you guys have questions, make sure you ask them along the way, for sure. Oh, Siri's wanting to talk. I think Sandy's is Siri. Gotta be careful the way I talk. All right, let's see here. Next, this is going up in the Grand Dunes. So this is a 6-bedroom, 6.5 bath house on Belisara Circle. Up in the Grand Dunes, was listed for 2.999999.
That's so important, right? To be right under a price range.
And this one too also sold for a significant less amount. This one sold for 2.475.
Wow.
So somebody really got a good deal on this home. But let's take a look at some pictures of this. I always love looking at the Grand Dunes. I think if I had to pick a style, this is one that I could live with. It's kind of that Mediterranean
Oh, that's
style.
gorgeous.
Beautiful pool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and it looks like it's on the waterway. Okay. Very nice. Beautiful yard. Wow.
Can you imagine your kids in there, Jeremy?
I'm just thinking about the echoes that would be coming off of those high ceilings and the floors.
Right.
Our office is a lot like that, and the acoustics is just a headache.
That's stunning, though. It wouldn't stay white that long, though, with my kids.
No, especially now with black puppies too.
Mhm.
I'd be in trouble for sure. But that's a beautiful home there. And like I said, that's in the Grand Dunes. Let's see what's next here. Okay, so we're going up to North Myrtle Beach now. And this is an oceanfront house. I believe it's on Ocean Boulevard up here in North Myrtle Beach. It was a 5-bedroom, 5 full bath plus 2 half bath Mediterranean home. It was 4,600 heated square feet, listed for 3.25, and it sold for 2.95. Once again, a cash deal. $3 million in cash now, Erica.
I know.
But this looks like a beautiful home as well. Wow, how'd you like to have that entrance to come into? Could you imagine decorating that at Christmas?
I would need some help.
Yeah, me too. We tried to decorate our new house this year. We had to go buy a new Christmas tree because
Mhm.
our old house had vaulted ceilings, and this one has 9 foot exactly. But a 9 foot Christmas tree with the stand comes out to like 9 foot 3 inches.
Of course. Oh, no.
So it moved to the back porch
Mhm.
and a new one. Okay, now there's a pantry. Wow. I don't know if we could keep ours that nice and neat and organized. And then over here you have a nice little wine rack as well for you.
Mhm.
Oh, no. Oh, that's cool. So they have it looks like a dog wash here as well.
Oh, my goodness. That's what that is. Very neat.
Yep. But here's the part where I want to get to. Just sit there and just look out at the waves.
Mhm.
That's the way to go. For sure. Beautiful home. And that's up in North Myrtle with a private pool in the back there. I mean, this kind of feels like it's a resort the way it looks.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Very nice. All right, let's see. We got another question come in here. Let's see. What's the best way to find, research new construction neighborhoods? Looking for new construction where the houses aren't on top of each other, like the ones on the 31 bycast looks like army barracks. Yeah, there's definitely some new builds that are like that. Probably the easiest way is to shoot me an email, and I can search in I can search in the MLS by different builders, what they have in the different neighborhoods pretty easily. And so if you want to shoot me an email, I can definitely search all that and send it to you so you can kind of see, what DR Horton has, what Lennar has, Beazer, your big name builders, as well as some of the smaller ones that are out there. Or if you're looking for something that is custom, there's actually a real easy way to search for all new construction or never occupied as well in our MLS search and pull everything based on your criteria, number of bedrooms, baths, budget, all that kind of stuff for sure, GTI. So good question, though. If you have more questions, keep asking them, guys. And we're going to move on. Let's see what the next house here that we have. All right, so we're jumping down to Georgetown with one of our first houses down here in Debadoo. Beautiful house, 4 bedrooms, 4 baths, 4,800 heated square feet on almost a half an acre.
Wow.
Was listed at 3.385 and it's sold for 3.2. Oh, I like the way that's. Oh, wow. Look at that porch.
That is stunning.
Yeah, you can get lots of great views out of that home for sure. Has its own pool back there. Oh, yeah. I could definitely enjoy sitting on that screen porch.
Yeah, lots of privacy, it looks like.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And there's so much areas of porches. Wow. Once again, another great Hallmark card stairway to decorate. It looks like there's like a third level over here that's
It
higher up.
does. I was looking at that.
Interesting. Very cool. Big old fireplace too. Wow.
Deputy's one of those neat areas. Like if you really want some privacy, and you don't want to be out in the hustle and bustle, it's
For sure.
definitely a great option.
Most definitely. Most definitely. Let's see. We have another question that came in here. Let's see. What's the best way to buy a house or have one built? And is it better to buy or build? Well, a lot of it's going to depend, Wayne, on your budget. Um, Depending on what your budget is, if you're looking to buy land like out towards Conway or out in the country a little more and then build a small house on it, a lot of your builders right now are so busy, they're not going to take on smaller jobs like that. And so it can be kind of tricky to find a good reputable builder to do it. There are some great custom home builders, but they're in a development building 8, 9, 10 houses sometimes. They're not going to take on that another project that's 45 minutes on the other side of the county to do it. You can buy new builds like D.R. Horton or Lennar or Beazer or Pulte. They have products that are coming out of the ground that are ready for quick sale. Your new builds right now, they're actually the bigger name builders are starting to get a little nervous because things slowed a little bit for them. And they had this huge production line going of property. And so they have a little bit of inventory right now that some of it they're giving fairly decent deals on. So that would be something to definitely check out as well. What would you say, Erica?
Yeah, for sure. And I know I helped a client recently. It was a D.R. Horton home, and we're kind of their second preferred lender, if you will. They were offering a $12,000 credit, and I haven't seen anything that big in a long time. So there's definitely some good new construction opportunities, as well. I don't know. I guess, Jeremy, would you say with the inventory, are certain areas like, Myrtle Beach to North Myrtle Beach are they that different as far as like the new construction with Beazer and D.R. Horton, or are they all about the same as far as inventory?
They're pretty equal across the board. I think all of them right now.
Okay.
They're the builders don't want to carry houses for a long period of time.
Mm-hmm.
They'd rather cut their losses, even if it means having to take 10,000 off of the price to be done with it, rather than have to hold it for 3 months as a finished product.
Sure.
And so they'll write them off just to get it off the books. And depending on the time of year, if they're in their fiscal year ending soon, they will give even more deals.
Mm-hmm.
It's so funny talking about some of these different new builds that are out there. These builders, some of them at one point to us realtors, they cut back what they were giving to us as incentives. And some of them went down to, hey, we're going to give you $2,500 for selling a $600,000 home. Well, and they said, well, who cares? That's what we're going to do, and that's it. Well, those same builders are now back to saying, oh, we'll give you a full commission and we'll give you bonuses on top of it, because they want to get stuff off of their books. So there's definitely some options out there in the new build world right now. Some of it's close to being done. Some of it is, maybe 2-3 months out. Some of the builders are still doing it where they're allowing you to customize, but a lot of them are still staying in the spec only. Maybe if things slow down a little bit more, they may go back to that. But as of now, probably not. Let's see here. JLT wanted to know, would you recommend buying the new build? Some are hesitant because they're built so fast. Here's the thing that I would say. When a house is built, they still have to pass inspections by the county. And no matter how fast it's built, if it doesn't pass the inspection, it's not going on to the next stage. And there are multiple inspections that are done all the way through the project, from ground being broken up until the certificate of occupancy is done. So yes, things are being put up fast, but shortcuts are not usually going to get through. So I would not get too concerned about it. Um, I live in a DR Horton product. Both of my properties that I own are DR Horton product
Mhm.
homes, and I've never had an issue with either of them. And they were both built, back in the heyday before COVID hit. They were able to put a house up in 4 months' time without even thinking twice about it. The reason they're taking a little bit longer now is because supply chain issues came along that kind of slowed it down. What are your thoughts, Erica?
Yeah, I definitely agree. It's supply has been a big problem, I'd say, within the last year. So, I mean, for sure, the past 6 months, we've seen quite a bit of delays. But it also depends on the builder too. I mean, some are more reputable, and they're going to close on time or it'll be shortly after. And then some
Yeah,
of the other ones that maybe haven't been around as long or trying to get out of like you said, the custom homes. It's just a risk.
for sure, for sure. Michael asked, "Have you seen the prices come down in the Carolina Forest area? New builds with mortgage rates getting high." Um, New builds, the prices of the homes with new builds aren't necessarily as dependent on the mortgage rates. It's
Mhm.
kind of, they look at more the overall of the market and demand of what's going on. If less people are coming in the door, then they start to freak out. Like I was saying a few minutes ago, these builders had ramped things up to where it's, what can we do to get as much product out of the ground? Because there were months where they were releasing 15 homes for the month and they had demand for 50.
Yeah.
So it's like, what can we do to ramp that up? And they got it finally ramped up where they were able to do it. And with rates and with the market across the country kind of slowing a little bit, they have more of that inventory that's sitting out there now. They're not doing the release on a Tuesday, make an offer by
Mhm.
noon, and you'll know by dinner time if you have the house or not, and you have to go to contract right away and be ready to close the minute that's kind of slowed down some. One of the other builders in town that I have a client who's buying, they said, "Hey, we're buying a home, but our lease isn't up till February." And this was back last year in November.
Mhm.
And the builder said, "Okay, we'll wait till February to close. The house is done. It's been done." I was shocked that the
Wow.
builder did that, but they said, "Okay, yeah, we'll do it." So the builders are starting to get a little bit more lenient and a little bit more flexible to work with people for sure out there. Also, do you have more power to negotiate on a house with a lot of money going down on a house? Um, Not really. Where the more money down helped you is when there's multiple offer situations, which we don't have as much of that right now happening. At the end of the day, Michael, you have to kind of think of it like if you were the seller. If you're selling a home for 500,000 and I come to you and say, "Hey, I've got half of it. I've got 250,000 in cash that I'm going to put down, or I I'm buying want to buy your house for 500,000, your 500,000 house, but I'm going to offer you 425 because I'm putting 480,000 down and only taking a loan for 20,000." You're not going to go for those types of things because who cares if you're putting 80% down on it? You still want to get the price.
Right.
So that's not going to do a whole bunch for getting it off. It will make your offer definitely look stronger. And to if there becomes a point where there's multiple things, offers, yeah, it definitely makes you look stronger. The other part is uh, right now you can get that, like I shared a little while ago, the 2 to 5% maybe off a purchase price, and people are more serious when the offer comes instead of, well, we don't need to worry about this one. If we just wait another 2 days, we'll have 4 more offers to come in to look at. No, it's not happening for sure. Anything you want to add to that, Erica? You do the mortgage side of it. So what would you say?
I think, I'm sure certain loan products as a seller, I've always heard, oh, it's FHA. That makes me so nervous, and things have changed so much. I think it really depends on the true strength of your pre-approval, oftentimes you can get what we call a pre-qual, and literally they just may pull your credit. So they haven't done their due diligence in making sure that you've gone through underwriting, that you've provided your pay stubs, and this is a solid deal. So I would say having more power, you need to get that solid pre-approval. You can go ahead, do the hard work up front, supply your income and asset verification, and then let the seller know, it's as little as getting title work and an appraisal. And Jeremy and I in the past, it's the nice thing about being from Myrtle Beach, we pretty much know everyone. So I can call the listing agent or supply a letter, backing up the pre-approval that you've gone the extra mile and there's no red flags.
For sure. And along with that too, I've said this before many times and I'll say it again. It is super important that we get you qualified with a lender that is reputable in town, that people know, like, and trust. There's nothing wrong with going to Mr. Cooper or to Rocket Loans or to one of these other big name mortgage companies that are out there. And that's okay if you want to do that. But when I send an offer in with a pre-approval from Erica's team with her name on it, it has more weight than somebody who went on a website and filled out their name, how much money they make, and what they think their credit score is, and it spit back right away. Congratulations, you're qualified for $500,000. Nothing has been verified. Nothing's been done. And the listing agents and the sellers know that. And, when I can call and say, listen, my person's been through it already with Erica. They have pre-approved them. We should not see any issues with it. We should be good to go. That goes a lot further in the pre-approval process for sure.
Absolutely, because we can make accommodations if you need a quick closing, if we need to rush an appraisal, anything like that. It's nice because I have that ability, whereas Quicken, it's literally just, an 800 number. It's a call center that you're working with.
For sure. John asked a question, which is a good one. Buying a new construction house, should I get a home inspection?
That's a good question.
I would say yes, John. Go ahead and get it. It's not a bad idea to have. I've done probably 100 to 200 new build walkthroughs and all over the last 20 years. And, our company's position is to always go ahead and get one. Are they going to find major things? Probably not, just because, like I mentioned, the county inspectors are looking at all of the major things and it should be caught by that. But they will, find some items, obviously. It's their job to do that. Sometimes, though, where it becomes a debate is they're doing it up to what the inspectors' codes say. The builders are doing it to the builder's code, and they're not always the same thing. But it does at least give you a peace of mind knowing that your home has been built properly, that everything looks okay. Because I don't know about you, but I'm not an inspector. I don't know how to check every outlet in the house to make sure they don't have a loose ground, that every GFI trips the way it's supposed to, that, the heating, the cooling differential is set properly from the air handler to the air vent. I don't know any of that stuff, and I don't want to know those things. That's what the inspectors are for. And so it's not a bad idea to spend a couple $100. You got to think, you're spending thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars to purchase a home. Why not spend an extra $500-600 and make sure it's done right? Let's see here. One more question, then we'll get back to some houses. And love these questions. If you have some more, definitely keep them coming to us. But John wants to know, maybe a silly question. Thinking of buying a second home with the intent of retiring eventually. Snowbird, are there companies that look after it when I'm not there? Hope that makes sense. It definitely does make sense. And yes, there are some companies out there that you can find to do that. What I normally suggest, John, is when you're here, you make friends with your neighbors, and they can stop by your house, once, every couple weeks and just make sure everything's okay. With your newer homes that are out there, a lot of them now are becoming more smart homes. So, the big concern is always, well, when we go from summertime and the air conditioning is running to winter, who's going to change it over from cool to heat? Well, with the new thermostats, you can do it right from your phone. My house has one of the first things we did when we moved in is I changed the thermostats over to smart ones that I can go in, I can click a button, and I can go from heat to air in a matter of seconds. I have a smart door lock. So if I leave to go away for a month and I don't remember if I locked the front door or not, I can open it up and click a button and it locks. I have security cameras out on the front of the house so I can keep an eye on it. So you can do those things. And if you become good friends with your neighbors, they can let you know if they see water running down the driveway because a pipe burst, and you can get somebody out there right away to take care of it. So that's usually what I suggest doing it is, your neighbors, people down here are friendly, very friendly, and they're not going to mind to help you out and go check on it once in a while. We did it for many of our neighbors over the years.
Yeah.
So, all right. Good questions. If you have more, keep them coming. We're going to jump back here, Erica, to the house, and let's see what's next here on our list.
Awesome.
Next, we're going back to Pawleys Island, and this is down in Lower Waverly section. It was a 6-bedroom house listed for just under $3.5 million. It was huge, 7,700 heated square feet. And with all its porches and garages and all that stuff, it was 11,000 square feet. And it sold for $3.49. So it sold pretty close to its reduced price at $3.495. And this one was financing. There you go, a financing one. But this was
not all have $3 million cash, right?
Not everybody, I guess. But this one is surrounded by 80 acres of protected land, and it's on the Waccamaw River. This right here, how would you love to have that view going in every day?
Wow.
Looks like it's from an old movie. For sure.
So, Jeremy, it seems like Pawleys Island is definitely the most expensive, would you say, or the higher priced?
Definitely. What I have found over the years of doing this is most of the houses end up being down on the southern end of the beach.
Okay.
Grand Dunes has started to bring some more luxury properties into the Myrtle Beach area. But there's not usually a lot of homes. Wow, that is a beautiful kitchen.
I know.
I could cook on that right there. Now that, sorry.
You could. You're a good cook anywhere.
I could have fun with it. I do enjoy my house now. Has a gas stove, and it is awesome. I absolutely love it. But great views too out to the water right inside this house. But yes, you're right. A lot of these homes are going to be down on the southern end. For sure. Here's another one down in Pawleys, 3.5 on this house it was listed at, and it sold for 2.5. So this one had a serious reduction. Wow, that one was really, really big. But it was 2.3 acres and 6,800 heated square feet. Big old house. Beautiful, though.
I know.
It
makes me wonder why that house sold for so much less.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Look, did you see all the knotty pine floors? They're beautiful. Beautiful. And it looks like it has an elevator in it. Yep. All the fun stuff that we love in our houses. What's that? Oh, maybe that's why. Looks like it needs some renovations. A little bit of updating. That's where that's realtor terms we like to say. Needs a little TLC.
And so that's not on the ocean. That's more on
the swash. It looks like in the river. Wow. Let's see what's next. So this is back in Debadoo, which once again, Debadoo is going to be high dollar prices. 3.5 million. This one was listed at, and it sold for 3.5 million, and it was financed.
Yay.
But
Another one.
No pictures of it. Now this house here, I saw this one when it went on the market, and I looked at this and I was like, okay, this is a cool looking house. It's 8 bedrooms, 8 baths down in Surfside. So it's one of the few down in Surfside that really kind of went for high dollar, but it was a new build and it was 4,200 heated square feet. But they put 4,200 square feet on 0.15 acre. That's a lot of house on a little bit of dirt.
Yes, it is.
But in order to do that, you build up. So let's take a look at this. And they like blue.
And that's right on the ocean, too. Maybe don't have enough land in the backyard.
Yeah, there's not going to be a lot of yard there. But wow. It's a big one. But that right there, that makes it all worth it, right?
Yeah.
So, Erica, let me ask you, if you could pick, would you live on the beach or the waterway?
100% on the beach. That has always been one of my dreams. Again, being from Myrtle Beach, it never, ever gets old. And in the summer, I'm at the beach every chance I can get. And I don't know, it's just so relaxing. And I can't think of a better view.
I love the beach and I enjoy it, but I don't know. I mean, something about in some of the waterway communities, I just really enjoy them as well. You know, and at the same time, I'm always like, well, would I want to live? The thing is if you live on the beach, you're giving up a lot of land to have that. And I always wonder, do I want to have, if it wouldn't be for the drive, would I take a house on the beach or would I take a house out in Conway where I had 15 to 20 acres?
Yeah.
Of just kind of privacy to myself. And I'm just like, I never know which one I would really want.
It's good problems.
Yeah.
I mean, our area, Horry County, it's just absolutely incredible. I mean, everybody is within 20 minutes of the beach, everyone. So you can have, like you were talking about, being out, I mean, basically on a farm in Conway, and then, hey, I want to go to the beach. Well, 20 minutes later, you can do it. So there's just a ton of options and different scenery. And again, it's home. It will always be home for me.
Oh, for sure. For sure. So we're down to the top 4.
Okay.
And if you guys have questions, keep on bringing them in, send them in. But this one's down in Murrells Inlet on South Waccamaw Drive. It was listed at 3.95, 8 bedrooms, 8.5 baths, 4,800 heated square feet on this house. And it's sold for 3.85 with cash.
Good rental, huh?
With cash. Yep. Annual rental income for 2022 is $338,000.
Yep.
Wow. Wow.
Bigger risk, bigger return, I guess.
Yeah. That is, wow. That is probably the highest one I think I've ever seen. I've seen ones in the 100 to 150 range, but I've never seen one with over 300.
You got to do that math.
But I mean, you could have a huge house party here. But you got to think, if this thing's 338,000, it's over $1,000 a night, basically.
Yeah. Well, you would think with that many bedrooms, it's got to be 2 families that are renting it.
Yeah. Either that or we're having a conference and we're going to just put it right in the house.
And it's over $28,000 a month rental income. So there you go. They should have gotten a mortgage. It would more than pay the mortgage, that's for sure.
Yeah. Wow. But I mean, it sits right on the beach. I mean, sit right there and look out at the waves. Drink your morning coffee. So now, if you lived on the beach, would you go to the gym still to work out, or would you just run on the beach?
I'd still go to the gym.
Mm, beautiful. All right, let's see these top three. This one's down in Merle's Inlet as well. This is a new build. It was an 8-bedroom, 8-bath house, so same size as the last one, basically. And it's brand new build. It was listed for 4.17,
Wow.
and it sold for 4.17
Mm.
with cash.
Some wealthy people here.
Yeah. Wow. I can't even fathom
No.
4 million in cash. Wow.
All at one time to spend that. I mean,
Well, this one though has a super primo lot. Wow.
oh,
Nice.
very nice.
Very, very nice. Very cool. All right, top two. Here we go. I remember when I saw this house go on the market too. This one's down in Pawleys Island again. It was listed for 5.25.
Wow.
A 6-bedroom, 4 full bath, and 1 half bath house. It was only 3,500 heated square feet, but it has over 10,000 under roof, and it
Huh.
sits on 2 acres.
Wow.
Yeah. Right on the beach, it looks like, too. Or
Look at that pool.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy the way that's
Mm-hmm.
built up in the air like that. Okay, so this sits right on a point as well. Wow. But I don't know that I've ever seen a pool like this that's kind of elevated like that.
There's one in my neighborhood. It's the same way. It's very cool. And the way it's elevated, I'm the conservative one in financing. I'm thinking that's got to be a good thing for your insurance. helps bring that premium a little bit down.
Yeah, maybe. Beautiful kitchen. Oh, geez, my wife's putting comments in. We're going to have to check this out.
Next house.
No, luckily, I don't think she's saying she wants to move here. No, she's looking at it as, what would that cost? No, I don't want to spend that, and it'd be way too much to clean and maintain.
It's still, I hate to say this, but it's a beautiful view. It's still a little dated though inside.
It definitely is. It definitely is. Yeah. There's the pool and the outside of it's where to look at. Once again, though, 275,000 rental income.
Yeah.
The insurance.
I can't see that.
I think I just threw up in my mouth a little bit. The insurance is 16,000.
I figured that, honestly, that's a little bit lower than I thought it would be.
The taxes are 28,000.
Yeah.
Ouch.
You got $5 million cash though. I guess that's not a concern.
Oh, did they pay? I didn't look at that. Oh, yes, they paid cash on this one for $5 million. Wow. That's just crazy. No, but it does have, look at its premium location right at the end.
Yeah, you can't. That you just cannot beat.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Now, what my wife said was, I wonder if the cash buyers did all the cryptocurrency stuff.
Catherine, that's good.
Yeah, that might be. Hopefully they got out in time. Who knows? All right. And the final house that we're going to check out today. Down in Pawleys Island again.
Go figure.
On Lower Waverly, it was 4-bedroom, 4 full bath house. Asking price was $7.5 million.
My goodness. I have never heard of that as long as I've lived here.
Me either. It was 6,300 heated square feet, 8,900 under roof. It had 59 acres with it.
Wow.
And it sold for the whopping asking price, 100% of asking, $7.5 million cash.
Jeez. Mic drop. I mean, insane.
Yep. That's just, and let me see. I'm going to see here. How quick did it sell? It was listed. Yeah, it took a little while to sell it, but it sold. They listed it in 2021, and it took till October of 22 to close it.
Mm-hmm.
But yep, it's 59 acres on this house. And so you're paying here a lot for dirt.
I mean, I wonder if they're gonna subdivide it or if you can even do that.
Well, it was interesting because I looked at the data on it, and it's like 3 acres of it is a pond,
Mm-hmm.
and like 12 of it's like preserved land that can't be built on. I mean, it's very nice inside.
Yes.
Looks like it belongs in Southern Living.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it does.
But still, for $7 million.
For dirt. I mean, it's a lot of money.
That's just crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy.
Doesn't look like you need to do anything to it though.
Oh, move-in ready. That makes it worth
Yes.
it. That adds at least
That's
$3
it.
mil. $3 mil to the price, right?
Right.
It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt about it. But still, would I want to spend $7.5 million? But at the same time, you got to think, in other parts of the country, that's the going price for 2,000 square feet.
I know.
And a half an acre.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it's a good deal.
I was gonna say, yeah. In the grand scheme of things, $7 million.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I talked with a good friend of mine who works in the Charleston market,
Mm-hmm.
and he was telling me about how down there in certain parts you can't find stuff under $1 million anymore.
Oh, yeah.
There isn't. And
Mm-hmm.
if you want to be close to any water, multiply that big
Mm-hmm.
time. So I guess it's still affordable at $7.5 million. I know there's a house that's going to be in next year's list. I'm pretty
Mm-hmm.
certain that was right near you that sold for $4.9 million in Myrtle Beach.
Wow.
It just closed in January.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, we'll preview one for next year, just because we can here a minute. But let me pull this one up. I think it was 4.95 million. I saw it. 8914 North Ocean Boulevard in the Dunes.
Yeah, there's been a couple oceanfront homes that have sold recently in that area.
Mm-hmm. This one was listed at 4.995,
Mm-hmm.
and it sold for asking price cash.
And that does not have 26 acres, I assure you.
No, it does not. It has 0.46.
There you go.
Less than a half an acre. But it's 6,800 heated and 10,000 under roof. And
Wow.
I probably should mention this because I get this question a lot from people. What do you mean heated versus under roof?
Mm-hmm.
So if we look at this house for a moment, in our MLS, the way that they figure out square footage, everything up here in the main living areas, this and up above, that's heated and cooled is your heated number. All of this underneath, which are garages and porches and that kind of stuff, are in the under roof number. And so some sites like Zillow may show the under roof number. And you go, well, this is a 10,000 square foot house.
Mm-hmm.
And then you look at Realtor.com and it says it's only 6. Which one? There's such a big discrepancy, Jeremy. What is it? So just kind of keep that in mind when you're looking at the things. Mm-hmm. We do 2 numbers in our MLS, and some of the big name websites pull the heated, some of the big name websites pull the under roof.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is right near the Dunes Club and all of that. Let's just take a peek at it. It's beautiful looking. I remember when these houses were being built. They're big ones. You probably knew the owner of this house.
I can't see the picture. I don't know if it's
Oh,
just.
oh, hold on. Sorry. I'm sitting here doing this and you're not able to see anything. Let me go back to the beginning.
Okay.
Let's rewind. You got to tell me when those things happen.
Yes, I know what. I don't know the owners, but that is a gorgeous house.
It could be yours next for $5 million.
Guys, I need like 10 loans apiece from this call.
We need 10. You need 100 from the
Yeah,
call
right.
just to make the first month mortgage payment.
Probably. Wow.
It's beautiful.
Stunning.
I would say this is move-in ready.
I think so. I love the blue and white. Very ocean, it's perfect for the ocean.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Wow. But I mean, the bathrooms aren't really anything super spectacular. Well, that one's a little nicer. Yeah, that's probably the master.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. Very, very cool. Oh,
Like,
yeah. That'd be a nice little reading spot.
yeah. It's not over the top. It's just clean and crisp.
For sure. Yep. That's definitely a good way to put it. It looks like this is like a secondary kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Nice pool out back. Oh, nice little bocce ball court.
Oh.
I'd have to learn how to play.
Me too.
We can learn together. We'll figure it out.
That is a pretty one.
Yep. So that is another great house. All right. Cool. So we checked them out. Interesting to see some of the houses and the way prices have definitely gone up this year since last year's. I think last year, like the most expensive house was right around like 4, I think.
I was thinking that. Mm-hmm.
And this year we're up over 7. And not only is that over 7, but there are many, many houses this year that have sold for over 4 million. If you go back to look at the list, there's 24 that sold for over 4 million in the last, kind of crazy.
So prices are not decreasing, is what you're saying.
Pretty much, for sure. Yeah. So if you guys have any other questions, put them in the chat. Let me go over here and check and see what's going on. Jeremy, thanks for the info. Jeremy just sent you an email. We'll be reaching out to you, Erica, if Jeremy finds what we're looking for.
He will. I know he will.
Look, we're working on getting you that beach house.
Yes, thank you.
So cool. Well, Erica, take a couple minutes as we're wrapping up and just kind of tell everybody, where do you think, over the next few months, when it comes to mortgages, the rates, everything, what do you see coming down the pike that people should be aware of, pay attention to, what they can kind of expect to come over the next few months?
Absolutely. As you guys probably are well aware, mortgage rates are really, really tied to inflation. So when I say that, it's like you can't have your cake and eat it too. We've got to have that healthy balance. And as Jeremy was saying, less than 10 years ago, rates were 5 to 6 to 7%. Really, we know that we're in a good financial and economic state when these rates are around 5%. They are predicted to come down to about 5.25% around the third quarter. But as you can tell, just, looking at some of these properties we've had to look at tonight, the equity is not going down. The prices are not going down. So if you can find that perfect home, don't wait. Because if you wait until next year to buy a property or find the one, yes, interest rates may be a little bit lower, but the price of the home is going to be higher. So it's a great way to build equity, to build wealth. And when you're ready, I just recommend call me. Let's go over your financial, your full financial picture and see what options would work best for you. Any questions for me too on interest rates? I know these. It's been a wild year as far as lending is concerned, but there's definitely a lot of options, especially for these first-time home buyers as well.
Yeah, for sure. I know there's been a lot of changes on, some of the plans that are out there for first
Mhm.
time home buyers and all.
Yes.
Why don't you talk a little bit about those?
Yeah, I mean, it's great. There's Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, these government products. They've really listened because as the higher the interest rates go, it's a little bit more difficult, for affordability for first time home buyers and home buying in general. So it's been wonderful to see all these different programs. We have a lot first time home buyers putting 3% down. We've got also 100%. You can get obviously a gift if you have a relative that would help you with that down payment. There's also lots of bond and government programs to help you with that down payment as well. And another, as far as like if you're looking at a second home investment property, there's lots of options there too. So I think the moral is don't be afraid. You don't know until you pick up that call, walk through any concerns with me or what you're looking for as far as having a monthly budget in mind. And then we can back into a great purchase price, something that you feel very comfortable with, as far as that monthly payment.
Yeah, for sure. And we had a lot of people on the call tonight, or on the Zoom, I should say, or not even on the stream. Look at the right word. That we're talking and asking questions about new builds,
Hmm.
and new construction. I would say this too. Your big name builders, they have their own loan companies,
Hmm.
and they're going to offer you incentives to use them. Before you just go and sign up with them, give at least Erica a call. Go to her website and fill it out. You can get to it. I have it on the screen here, and we'll put it in the chat as well. But it's just ericadavisteam.com. We'll take you right to her webpage where you can apply by just clicking this little blue button right here,
Hmm.
and boom, you can do it. But Erica and her team will compete, and a lot of times can come close to matching those incentives or even beat what your online, big name builders and their mortgage programs have to offer. The big difference is that Erica and her team keep the loans in house. They service them. I have an issue right now with on my second home, and
Hmm.
I talked to Erica earlier today, and it's not because I have a relationship with her that I was able to discuss it with her. I could have called her office and talked to anybody there and got the same great service. But you can call them and say, "Hey, I have a question. I need
Yes.
to know the answer." And I can get an answer from them versus having to call an 800 number, type in my mortgage number to somebody who English is not a primary language, and have to try to understand to get transferred to the next person, to get transferred to the next person, to get transferred to the next person. I just went through this. I changed my health insurance,
I was just
and
did the same thing.
so I had to call Blue Cross Blue Shield to get a refund back. I spent an hour on the phone through 6 different departments
Yep.
going over the story over and over and over. Versus, like the situation with my mortgage, we talked for maybe 30 seconds, and you're like, "Hey, I'll get you an answer tomorrow when the bank's open and I can get information, Jeremy. Check
Hmm.
it out." Boom,
Yes.
done.
People don't realize if you've been through the lending process beforehand, you chances are most lenders do sell your loan, and you don't know who to make that payment to. If, as Jeremy was saying, changing insurance. If you want to get as simple as setting up auto draft, you don't have to get on that 800 number. I'll always be your point of contact, your lender, and can help with as small small to as big of thing as you need. Just pick up the phone and call me. And another thing too, with these interest rates being higher, again, servicing the loans, I know when it makes financial sense for you to refinance. I'll give you a quick call, and there's no lender's fees in order to do so. It's all about the client for life and taking good care of our customers.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing too, and I had this conversation with clients that closed this past week,
Hmm.
and they might be on the call, Cheryl and Jackie.
Yeah.
And I told them, I said, hey, when it comes time to make your mortgage payments, go right back to the same place where you applied for the loan at Erica Davis team. You come right up here to the top and you click the My Account login, and it logs right in, and all of your loan information is right there. And
Hmm.
you can click the button and make the payment all from right there. So
Yeah.
it's not like I have to go find another login and save this and do it. It all just comes right in and it's there. So, it makes the process just super easy and simple all around. But I appreciate you jumping on tonight with us. We're just
My
about to
pleasure.
the 8:30 mark. I don't know if anybody else has any other questions. We'll give them a second to answer or to ask any of them. And if not, we'll wrap things up. Erica, I appreciate you jumping on tonight, taking a look at some homes, talking about what's going on in the market, what we can expect for the future. I honestly, guys, I look at 2023 and I look at it as opportunity for buyers.
Hmm.
2022, there was great success. A lot of people were able to find great homes and all, but there was also a lot of frustration. And so if you were thinking about buying a home last year and just got frustrated by the process and not being able to do it, 2023 might be your year. There is definitely more opportunity now, more options that are out there for you to get a home, make that move, live here at the beach, have all
Hmm.
the awesome things, fun things we have to do. I did a post, or my video that went out last week was on the 15 things to do in the area that are for when the weather's not that great. There's so many things that I remember, Erica. Um, we used to come on vacation here back before we moved, and I've lived here now for
Hmm.
25 years. And when we would come on vacation, if it was a rainy day, basically you had the shopping mall and the movie theater to go do. And there
Yep.
wasn't really other options. And nowadays you have so many things to do.
Hmm.
You've got the aquarium, you've got the upside down house, you've got 810 bowling, you've got, Top Golf is outside, but it's still
Yeah.
covered, heated, and cooled. You have that. There's so many things to do here in our
Hmm.
area, even when the weather's not the greatest. But the big reason why most people move here, and we have good friends right now that just recently moved to Michigan for a job transfer. And they came back for the holidays and they said, we were so excited to see blue skies again. We haven't seen blue skies in so long. All we see is gray, cold misery. This is so nice to have. And, at the end of the day, I said this the other week in a video. Actually, I've said it in a couple now in the last few weeks. But at the end of the day, no matter what interest rates are doing, no matter what the market and the economy is doing, people are going to continue to want to move here because there are some things, some constants that are never going to change. Our cost of living is going to remain low. Our property taxes are going to remain low, and we still have the beach. And the weather is the fourth thing is never going to get to where we're having snowstorms and being stuck inside for months at a time.
Yep.
And so as long as those constants are here, we're going to still see lots of people coming to the area and a lot of people wanting to move here. That's probably why most of the people that have been on here tonight, the 20 to 30 that have been on the chat and everything, why they're thinking about making the move. They're tired of cold. They're tired of high taxes. They're tired of expensive living, and they're ready to get to the beach.
Don't blame them.
Anyway, I don't see any other questions coming in, Erica. I thank you for joining me tonight. Hope everybody has an amazing week, and we will be back soon with some more exciting lives for sure. Everybody have an awesome week. I'll catch y'all later. See ya.
Thank you, Jeremy. Wonderful job.